Okay, so I just got done watching the season premiere of season 4 of The Hills because I'm a huge geek. The episode is called We'll Never Be Friends. It was a very dramatic episode, and after watching it, I kind of wanted to see what other people thought, so I went to MTV.com to read the comments, and let's just say they're very passionate about this show, and I would like to take some time to read the comments the way I think the people that left them would say them. Again, this is just my interpretation. Please don't be offended. The first one is from someone named SGT, and SGT had to say, I love that Audrina finally stood up for herself. Lo hasn't made an effort at all, so I have no idea what she's talking about. Every time she's been near Audrina, she has been nothing but a horrible bitch or snobby. I love Lauren, and I can't wait for the rest of season 4. Next comment is from Majori420. So, Majori got high tonight and just watched Little Hills, like, totally normal. And here's what she had to say. Lauren isn't a very interesting person. The premise for this show is sort of like Sex and the City, but it's a weaker version. Lo, I don't know if you act that way for the show, but you are a stuck-up breezy that's spoiled. Audrina is the only really interesting person on the show anymore. Alright, thanks for that, thanks for that. Then we have a rather long comment from I Love Michael 3. It starts, wow, Lo went out there. She tried, truly tried, and explained why she's been so distant and such a biatch. Now I understand why she and Audrina have had such a gap right now. I understand that there are things Lo says without thinking first, but I totally know a lot of people do that. She went to Audrina to try and to get the root of why, and Audrina just act like that and actually tell her she didn't care and that they'll never be friends. I love how Audrina is trying, in quotes. She isn't trying at all. She doesn't care about Lauren. I don't care about the things that they have come out of Lo's mouth. All that is gone. And now nothing compares to what Audrina has just said at the end. That wasn't right at all. And she knows what the problem is. If it was Lo would have never went to Audrina to try to fix things, to try to understand. Audrina is the issue here. She's not even trying, and clearly, she's not going to try. Wow, I love Michael. That made some sense, but yeah, you should work on your grammar. Anyways, the next one is G. Mayo. For anyone who sees this episode and thinks Audrina was the wrong for not opening up for Lo, let's not forget Lo was a biatch to Audrina for the entire season 3. It wasn't very hard to watch Lo constantly made it awkward for Audrina in the previous season. I kind of liked that Audrina stood up for herself with Lo in this episode. She always seemed too complacent. Gmail, yeah. A little spell checking would have helped your entry, but I agree. Part of your answer. Very good. Next one is addicted to my TV since 1981. And addicted to my TV since 1981 says, I don't think that Lo has really ever given Audrina a chance. Seems to me like when Lo came back and they all moved in and she did her best to make sure that Audrina knew that she and Lauren had been friends longer and were way closer. I wouldn't want to compete with that kind of person either. I do feel bad for Lauren though. I can understand how stressful it would be if your two best friends, who are also your two roommates, didn't get along at all. I hope Heidi grows up some this season and she and Lauren can become friends again. I also hope that Lo can figure out that Lauren is going to be her friend too and she doesn't have to compete with Audrina. Wow. You know, I also agree, addicted to my TV since 1981 with your comments. It can be really stressful when two of your friends don't get along. It's like, like one of those really serious issues, like poverty, like if you're like poor or war or like herpes or, really like serious things. So I hope they can just get along too. Yeah. The next one is from Heather 1411. Heather writes, I don't like Audrina because she was going that stuff with Heidi behind Lauren's back. And well, Lo hasn't done anything wrong. 3 G's. And Audrina is being real selfish. Oh, and I hate Spencer. He's gay. Yay, 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 yay. 5 Y's. And I like that Heidi, sis, is coming to stay. Heather, yeah, I agree. I agree. I think Spencer is way gay, yay, yay, yay. And Lo hasn't done anything wrong, gong, gong, gong. Not at all. The next one I'm going to read is from Tori6505. Tori writes, haha, that was so funny. Audrina threw it in Lo's face, and she needed that. She's a brat, and this will be such a great season as always. Spencer should leave and bring Heidi with him. Yeah. So there's just a couple comments on MTV.com by some people who are really passionate about something that's like important, which is the Hills. So it just goes to speak again for my generation. I mean, we're just, we're down with the real issues, and I'm sure all these people on here are registered to vote, and I'm sure they're like socially conscious, and it's just, the Hills is really important, and I can't wait till next week or to see the comments. They'll be really dope. Thanks.